efficiently and yet still deliver the services that the people expect.
All right, this is a good question. Fair taxes. Is there such thing, really? I'd be interested to see tonight. I'd like to conduct a little straw poll. Let's have a show of hands. Who thinks the property tax is the fairest tax? Show of hands. Anybody? Who thinks the wheel tax is the fairest tax? Show of hands. There you go. I think you just answered my question for me. Now, with that being said, is the property tax, raising the property tax, is that unfair to people who don't own property? Well, I know that as a renter in the past, I've rented property, rented a place to live, and had the property tax increase, and they passed that cost on to me. So it's not, we can't necessarily say that people who don't own property don't pay that tax, because indirectly they're going to pay it one way or another. Wheel tax, it's hard to argue that it's not the fairest tax. Everybody pays it. But one thing I'd like to see done with the wheel tax is to have it prorated according to the value of your vehicle. Somebody's driving a $500 vehicle and drawing unemployment and barely making ends meet, can't pay the light bill. Should they have to pay the same amount as somebody driving a new 6 Series BMW? I don't know. It just seems unfair to me.
15 cents.
I'm just like everybody else in Gibson County. I don't like to pay taxes, but I'm a Gibson Countyan, and I'm proud of Gibson County, and yes, I will pay the tax in order for the county to operate. To me, what seems to be the most fair tax is the wheel tax, because there again, it touches a lot more people of the county. Whether they're unemployed, on fixed income, I know it's going to make things tough on some folks, but at the same time, there's no need in targeting just a few. As far as the property tax goes, of course, there again, if you own a home or if you rent a home, then yes, it will trickle down to you. But to me, and with what people I have talked to, the wheel tax is the most fair tax that we have.
All right, Mr. Cole, you get to kick off this next one. I've had the opportunity in the last few weeks to meet with some of the mayors of Gibson County, and this is one of their main concerns. No matter what your vision is tonight for Gibson County, it's just a vision if you don't have a balanced budget. What are your plans for balancing the county budget?
Thank you. The state has a balanced budget every year. I think our county should do the same. I've seen a reason why we can't. It's going to take a big change. It's going to take a mindset change, not just in the commissions, but also department heads and employees. Taxpayers, I think, deserve that and expect it. We've got to target what our revenues are and be more accurate in predicting them. Even lean years are good years. We've still got to be more accurate about what our revenues are and then seek to fit the budget within those parameters. How we do that, again, as I said earlier, it's going to take multi-point focus. One, cut services that can be cut, do the services that are left to be provided as economically as possible. If there's going to be a revenue increase and that's voted in, then that'll blend into it. But we've got to find a way to keep our expenditures in line with what our revenue projections are and be more accurate with our revenue projections. That's going to require a little bit of a crystal ball, but the ability to do that is there.
Again, I want to bring up the findings of the comptroller's audit. We cannot honestly go to the taxpayers of Gibson County and stick our hands out time and again and tell them that we're doing our best we can do to run an efficient government when we continue to ignore the findings of this audit. We've got to honor the findings of this audit. And I want to harp on this again. We've got to reestablish our industrial base. That's the only long-term solution to it. Nobody wants services cut. And when I'm out marketing Gibson County as county mayor, I want to be marketing the fact that we've got great service, that we've got a great sheriff's department. We live in a safe county. Nobody wants to make these cuts. The only long-term solution to it is putting the people in Gibson County back to work. A working Gibson County is a happy Gibson County. That's going to be my prime focus. Thank you.
I agree with some of the others about the fact that you can't just keep going back and asking for more money. You've got to work with what you've got. But as far as balancing the budget, when you go to talking about making cuts in the county budget, you're talking about, for one thing, there's 259 employees, county employees, that are not state mandated. So therefore, you're talking about a minority group. So you're wanting to cause problems with the 259 we got. Which ones do you get rid of? That's some of the same questions I've asked some of the people that I've been out visiting with. What service? If they told me no on the wheel tax, my next question was, what service do you want cut? Which fire station do you want closed? Which sheriff's department, which car or squad car do you want pulled off of the streets? Yes, we have a 16.8% unemployment rate. You get your unemployment rate higher, and there will be a whole lot more crime on the streets, and then you've got less people to work with.
And balancing the budget takes no real skill. You only spend what you take in. I mean, when they get those 2 points to come together, that's when you get your budget balanced. And when you spend more than you take in is when you get yourself in trouble, like we've got ourselves into now. That, yes, you know, it's going to be some hard things, and each department, I feel like somewhere they could, you know, cut back in some of it, and if all else fails, it might be an employee that may have to go. Of course, you know, what about that other 16.8% of Gibson counties that don't have a job? You know, just to raise taxes on all the people of Gibson County to maintain, you know, one employee or 2 employees, I feel like it, you know, everybody has to pay the price on it and to do it, and that's the hard decisions. I wouldn't want to, you know, have to let anybody go, because I know what it's like to be without a job and wondering where the next paycheck would come from. But, you know, doing that would be one way in keeping the budget balanced.
We're back to Mr. Weatherspoon. If you don't win the Democratic primary for mayor, will you pledge your support and work for the nominee of the party?
Sure, I don't need the microphone for that. I can answer that real quickly. I've already stated that's an absolute positive yes. And Mr. Cole will attest to that. I think the rest will too. I've told them all, if I don't win this, I'm behind them 110%. I'll help them any way I can, but I'm planning on winning. I'm going to work real hard to do that. But if I don't, yes, my wholehearted support is behind it. I promise you.
I agree with Tom. I didn't start this campaign to lose. I started this campaign to win. But to answer your question, yes, I will support the Democrat nominee 110%.
I entered this campaign to serve the people of Gibson County. It wasn't to seek a job.